So what happens when a medieval knight, wanders onto a rock and roll stage? It sounds a little nuts, but that's the exact question defining menswear right now. And honestly, it's one of the most fun, surprising, and just plain cool trends to come out of Paris in a long time. And you know what? It's way easier to pull off than you think.
If you had to boil this whole vibe down into a single phrase, this is it, right here. Medieval knight meets Rockstar. And no, it's not the plot of some new fantasy movie. It's the actual energy that is defining men's style at this very moment.
So you're probably asking, what is actually going on here? How on earth did we get to a place where, armor and lace are sharing the same runway? And what's it all about? Okay, let's get into it.
To really get a handle on this, we're going to break the trend down into 3 simple core building blocks. These are really the essential pieces that come together to create this really powerful new look.
Okay, so this is the clash at the very heart of the whole trend. On one hand, you've got the knight, think armor, metal, power, structure, and on the other, you've got the rock star, bringing in the lace, the heels, the softness, and of course, the attitude. The magic? It happens right there, in the middle of that collision.
So, the first building block starts from the ground up, the shoes, and man, are they not shy. We're talking about really theatrical high-heeled boots. Saint Laurent's thigh-high waders were an instant moment. And yeah, they've already hit the red carpet on guys like Alexander Skarsgård. It's all about adding height, drama, and just a shot of pure confidence.
Next up, let's talk materials. This is where that whole knight versus rock star thing really comes to life. Designers are mixing these super delicate couture-level fabrics, like lace and feathers, with the hard edge of metallic mesh and chainmail. It's just this incredible blend of high-fashion craft with the raw feeling of armor.
And this third part, it's absolutely crucial, the jewelry. We've got to stop thinking of jewelry as just a finishing touch. Here, it's a foundational part of the actual outfit. We're seeing layers upon layers of pearls and brooches, these heavy chains from Louis Vuitton, and even whole dedicated men's jewelry lines from brands like Dior Men. It's really about building texture and personality right onto the clothes themselves.
Okay, so we've got the what, but now for the big question. The why. Why is this seemingly wild mix of knightly armor and rock and roll style happening right now? Well, as it turns out, it's not random at all.
This whole aesthetic is really being driven by 3 big cultural shifts. Let's break them down.
First off, the whole idea of what style is for is changing. It used to be, you wore certain things to show your rank or your status. Today, wearing something bold like high heels or layers of jewelry is all about expressing your unique personality. It's a huge shift from showing hierarchy to just showing your individuality. Second, there's this thing you could call history sampling. Seriously, think of fashion designers as DJs, digging through the massive crates of history, pulling a little from medieval knights, a little from punk, a little from dandyism, and remixing all those references to create something that feels completely new and totally modern. It's all about making the past feel urgent again.
And third, you've got this awesome back and forth, like a game of ping pong, between high fashion and what people are actually wearing on the street. The catwalk makes a bold idea, like layered pearls or high heels for men, feel legitimate. Then the street grabs it, plays with it, reinterprets it, and sends new ideas right back to the designers. It's this living, breathing, creative conversation.
Okay, I get it. This all looks amazing on a runway in Paris, but how do you actually do this in real life? Without looking like you're on your way to a costume party. Well, it's way simpler than you think.
We've got 4 simple, totally doable steps to bring a little of that knight meets rock star energy into your own closet, and I promise, no chainmail is required.
The easiest and most subtle way in? It's your footwear. You don't have to go for those thigh highs right out of the gate. Just swapping your usual shoes for a pair of Chelsea boots with a slightly higher Cuban heel, it instantly changes your posture and adds just the right amount of that rock star attitude.
Next, try experimenting with a single sheer piece, maybe a lace or mesh shirt, but here's the key. Wear it under a classic blazer. If you keep the colors neutral, like black or white or cream, it feels sophisticated and intentional, not like you're trying too hard.
When it comes to the jewelry, don't overthink it. Think of it more like you're building a little kit. Don't just throw everything on at once. Start with a combination of, say, 3 things. Maybe 1 pearl necklace, a simple chain, and a small brooch on your lapel. And here's a pro tip. Stick to 1 metal color, like all silver or all gold. It keeps it looking cohesive and sharp.
And finally, this brings us to the most important piece of the puzzle, the secret sauce, if you will, the balance rule.
It's so simple. For every soft Rockstar element you add, like some lace or a pearl, you pair it with a hard knightly element, like a leather jacket or a military coat. That powerful contrast, that's what makes the whole look just click.
So at the end of the day, this whole trend is about way more than just clothes, right? It's about playing with the different sides of who you are. It's about mixing strength with softness, structure with freedom. So that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Are you feeling more like a knight or a rock star? Or hey, maybe the most interesting answer is that you're a little bit of both.